Good morning and welcome to the spring 2021 semester for Com-101 Mass Media Communications. My name is Mike Eccles and I'm going to be a professor for this semester. And I have to tell you, what an opportunity it is to jump into a class that I absolutely love. And this semester is one of the biggest reasons why I love this particular course. See, every semester, this course is just, the material is always constantly changing. Mass media is always constantly changing. And as we go into the spring of 2021, wow, the landscape of mass media communication is changing rapidly, even as we speak. It's one of the beauty parts of this class. But as we're into this whole era of COVID and the way we communicate and what we're watching and listening to and reading, it's just amazing what's going on. Now, let me first get to the nitty-gritty stuff, of course. As you can see, attached to this email is your course outline, and it shows all your major assignments for the semester. Everything here is points accumulation, as you can see at the bottom of page 1. It's a system I've used for years, and it always seems to work well. But let me get into the gist of how we're going to work this semester. Starting with today, you'll have your first assignment, and that'll be due on Thursday at 8 p.m. All right. Everything we're going to be doing is going to be using Gmail and me employing my YouTube account. Now, here's the reason why. This is my 22nd year here at Bergen Community College. As I was in my 21st year in the spring of 2020, things were going well. See, I'm an in-class type of person. For those 21 years, those first 21, I never once taught an online class because I never cared to teach an online class. Now, I have nothing against online classes. And a lot of my colleagues do very well teaching online. I don't. It's just not my thing. I like to be in the classroom. I like to be interacting with you all, especially in a course like this, where, for example, it was a year and a half ago where students in this course, finally talked me into it, and I cut the cord. Told my cable company, take my cable boxes, take the cable, I'm done. And of course, now I stream everything. I went ahead and took points off one of my credit cards, bought 5 Amazon Fire Sticks for the 5 HD TVs that my family has in the home, and now we stream everything. And that was before COVID. And of course, now streaming is just the way to go. I mean, there are still some people hanging on, like your parents, your grandparents, I gotta put that cable into the box. That's the only way to do it. No. You get that little Fire Stick or whatever it is that you use, and the streaming, to me, is the way to go. And so there's so much changing. So anyway, let me go back. So 21 years I'm teaching at Bergen. We get into the spring 2020. Things are going well. We're in the classroom. We're doing our thing. Suddenly, we go on spring break. No problem. I'll go on spring break, relax, take a break, have it easy. Maybe go down to Atlantic City, lose my daughter's inheritance. Then all of a sudden I get an email that says, take a second week of spring break. Okay. So now we're in that second week of spring break, and then the email comes in and says, don't come back. We're finishing the semester online. Oh, crap. I never taught online before. What am I supposed to do? And one of the things I've never done is I've never used Moodle. I'm just not a Moodle guy. I never needed it before. And what's more is any of the training that we had scheduled on campus, especially in the summer, got canceled due to COVID. So I've never really learned how to use Moodle. So for this course, even though Moodle does work well, and I know that other professors use it and you've used it in other classes, we just won't be employing it in this class. And it seems to have worked well from the spring semester last year, summer 1, summer 2, and the fall semester. Employing not only the YouTube videos, but using the Gmail seems to work well. Students get their assignments. They're able to get them back to me. Really had no problem with it. So that's how we're going to be doing. No Moodle. We're just going to be using Gmail, and I'll be doing these YouTube videos. And even if there are some lessons, I know I sent you a video last week where, I tried to say that, my videos are not going to be very long. Even if something does go long, especially some of our great chapters like in radio, television, Because a lot of the chapters we cover, we take like a whole week and just cover, certain aspects of mass media. Yeah, it might take me a while. So what I'll do is I'll do like a 12 or 14-minute video, stop it there, and if I have to do another one, I'll do another one. So you might get 2 videos the same day, but at least I'll break it up. This way it gives you a little break between, and I'm going to try and give you as little screen time as possible. I don't know if you guys have been following this, but for years, and probably when you guys were in grade school, for years, studies all showed that children need to have less screen time in front of a computer, and then COVID hits. Now, students are spending more time than ever in front of a screen. So, I'm going to try and give you as little screen time as possible. All right? Let me see. What else did I want to talk about? It's not too much. I mean, it's the beginning of the semester. On your second sheet that I sent you, you can see all the assignments that are listed, major assignments. I'm going to get you a schedule out by Friday. And, everything's points accumulation. Now, with your assignment that you have for today, I've written that down in the email. That has to do with what we call the class participation. There's going to be a lot of little assignments that need to be done that, of course, once they accumulate, as you could see from the bottom of page 1, you get up to 180 points for class participation. So you want to make sure you get these little assignments in, and of course this upcoming assignment, this first one, is going to be a part of that. And what is it that I'm looking for? Of course, I'm going to write it down anyway, but just so you know, I want you to give me a paragraph, about 5 or 6 sentences, as to what is the most intriguing part of mass media for you. Now, that doesn't mean it might be something that you absolutely like. It might be something that you're curious about. For example, I will tell you right now what the most intriguing thing to me about mass media right now is this power that big tech has right now. We have a president who's leaving tomorrow, whether you love him or hate him, or the people who support him. You might disagree with them, but we have something in this country established in 1791, adopted into the Bill of Rights. It's called the First Amendment. And it's the right to free speech and to freedom of the press, and to peaceably assemble. So when you start taking that away from people, now I know that some of the big tech are private companies, but because of what they do, if they don't edit content, then they're not going to fall under the regulations of Section 230, which is a government regulation. If they start to edit content, now they're supposed to fall under that section, and now they're supposed to pay a lot more in taxes because they're editing their content. And that's what's happening right now, is a lot of people are having their content, their free speech taken away from them. So this is very intriguing to me right now. What about you? Is it the explosion in streaming television? Is it radio dying off, or how radio is surviving? Is it what's finally going to happen with movies? This is something I predicted like 10, 12 years ago and didn't happen. A big reason why is movie studios were making big deals with the movie theater chains. But now it's here because of COVID. You're going to get first-run movies that are typically released on a Friday right before the weekend starts, that are now going to also be released either on HBO Max, on Netflix, or on other streaming areas, where now you don't have to go to a theater to watch a first-run movie, which I thought was going to happen a long time. My prediction was like even 10 years ago that if, say, Wonder Woman 1984 was released, you could pay $25 to get it on demand. And of course, people all have, nobody has, like when I was a kid, it was a great thing to have a 13-inch black and white TV in your room. Okay. Now, of course, everybody's got like a 65-inch monstrosity or 75-inch monstrosity in their family room. And what's more, these 75-inch Ultra HD television sets don't even cost like $600. I mean, I look into Walmart, into Target, I can't believe the prices of these televisions. But yeah, so you spend $25, you get the movie on demand, you invite a bunch of your friends over, and you watch a first-run movie just released in the comfort of your own home. I thought that was going to happen 10 years ago. Those deals were made with the movie houses, the movie theater chains, but now with COVID, they got to make a buck. So it's going to be interesting to see how well this goes, and that once we start relaxing all these lockdowns with COVID, and people can now start taking the masks off, how many more will now come back? Some will. There's still that magic of a darkened theater and that big screen and the sound system. But you know what? If I want to sit in my house and I want to watch this movie that's just been released, and if I have to go to the bathroom, I can pause it. If I don't want to spend $85 for a small popcorn, I can make what I want in my home on this beautiful recliner or couch that I have. If I want to lay down and my dog is falling asleep on my lap, it's that kind of thing. What's going to happen? So that could be what intrigues you. So that's going to be your first assignment. So you've got until Thursday, 8 p.m. to get that to me. I look forward to this semester. It's going to be exciting. And we'll see you on Friday morning.